My makeup just got a little darker because we're about to get into spoilers and I'm about to tell you my favorite parts from Avengers Endgame. We've all seen it now and we know that the predictions about time travel are completely true. The Avengers split into 3 different teams in order for them to get all of the Infinity Stones to bring back the people that were dusted. Like the Russo brothers said, this centers around our 6 original Avengers, so I'm going to list my favorite scenes from each one. Tony Stark, our Iron Man. He started this whole thing 11 years ago and he ended this in such an emotional way. I have a lot of favorite scenes. My first one would be his interactions with his daughter, especially when he figures out time travel. I love how she is eavesdropping and then the whole shit word situation. It was very emotional and that emotion really comes stronger when we see Tony Stark talking to his father about having a daughter. That moment was so pure and my heart was exploding. Another unforgettable moment, the moment when Tony Stark looks into Doctor Strange and realizes what he has to do. That moment when Doctor Strange goes, one chance to win, one moment, this is it. My eyes turned red and I started crying when we see Spider-Man talk to Tony, trying to bring him back. It is the same as Infinity War, but inverted. Steve Rogers, Captain America. Chris Evans has brought something very special to the character. He made him his own and he gave so much. I love when he was in the elevator. It's a throwback to Winter Soldier. And then he goes, "Hail Hydra." The whole theater lost it. I know he was just joking, but it pays homage to the comics. The language cap that we see in Age of Ultron does not exist here. He says a lot of bad words and I love it when he finds out that he has to fight himself. It was so cool to see them together. It was so awesome to see both shields, 2 specific moments when everybody started screaming and clapping. It's when we figure out that Captain America is the one wielding Mjolnir. It was so cool to see him, wielding that hammer and then the lightning. It was so epic. I know that Captain America never gives up, so that scene where he puts on the shield and straps it, even though it's only half the shield because Thanos just smashed half of it, it was so inspiring. I just love his character so much. The second one, my favorite part of this film, was when Captain America says, "Avengers, assemble." We have been waiting so long to hear that line, and when we see everyone together getting ready to fight Thanos and his army, that was mind-blowing. I've seen it twice, and every time I see it, my heart just explodes. Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. Wow, she does amazing in this. She's so emotional and emotes so well. It sort of felt like everything she tried doing to get everybody back was failing, and she was feeling very sad about that. She could not go ahead with her life. She was stuck with this emptiness when they're all about to travel back in time and she says, "See you in a minute," and she smiles. That's the last time everybody sees her. Nobody knows that, but once you watch it back, it just truly hurts when you know she won't be seeing them again. I'm going to segue to Clint Barton, Hawkeye, because I have one scene in particular that we all know which it is, that I'm going to talk about later. I loved when Clint and Natasha were flying and then he says, "This is a long way from Budapest," and they both smile. They have been through so much together. Their friendship is truly one of the best, and watching them together was great. And of course, Hawkeye isn't Hawkeye here. He is Ronin. He's not the same person. He is broken, truly broken. And you see the Red Skull, you know something is about to happen. Based off our experience from Infinity War, we know that one of them is gonna die. And it was so nerve-wracking trying to figure out which one was it. Clint, Natasha, Clint. And then you see them both hanging. When Natasha is hanging and she says, "Let me go, it's okay." When you hear that music and you see her face, whew. The good old Thor. My favorite scene from him was watching him interact with his mother. To see him broken and vulnerable. I know that they played for laughs a lot with his character, which I wish was a little less comedic because I was hoping to see good old Thor back. That's why one of my favorite scenes is when he finally puts that suit on and he calls Stormbreaker and we see him back in action. I would also like to think that he is part of the Guardians of the Galaxy now, so it's going to be fun to see him in number 3. Dr. Bruce Banner, the Hulk. What an interesting look. He is the perfect balance between both Banner and the Hulk. It was so weird when I first saw it. I was like, what's going on? Then you get used to it. I love when he tries to find Doctor Strange and then he's talking with the Ancient One and she realizes that she needs to give the Time Stone to him. When she did this and he flew out of the body, That was so cool. I also love when Hulk was fake smashing the stuff, when he was like, ah, and then he threw the motorcycle. It was fun. This movie deals with time travel, which reminded me a lot of The Prisoner of Azkaban. You know how Harry, Ron, Hermione are all provoking the current events. This is sort of like that, sort of like Back to the Future, of course, where the characters themselves are involved in the actions that are happening. It makes us see the other movies in a whole different light. A lot of past characters come back, like the Hydra agents, Peggy, Howard. We get a lot of cameos here, and Stan Lee. This is the final time we're gonna see him in a Marvel movie. And it was a quick thing, but it was worth it. A legacy that will live forever. Thank you, Stan. Of course, I have to talk about the big baddie himself, Thanos. What a great villain. He was so calm in this one, like he knew what he was doing. He knew he was destined to do this. And I loved his line when he said, "You cannot live with your own failure. Look where that got you. Back to me." And it was really deep when he said, "I've never enjoyed all the slaughtering I've done, but with you guys, in this very moment, I'm enjoying it and I'm gonna kill each and every one of you." The last time when he has the gauntlet and he's about to snap his fingers, I was like, not again, no, please don't. And then it does not work. I think we can all agree that everything about this movie is perfect. Such an experience, and we need to talk about that third act. It is comic book extravaganza. It is so good. We get all of our characters back, all assembled, ready to fight. Once they start fighting, we get some cool epic moments straight out of a comic book. I love the shot where we see all the female superheroes running together towards the army. It was such a cool moment. I loved it. This time we do not get to see a lot of the characters that were dusted. They still get enough screen time, and we're gonna see them further in new movies and different shows, so I'm excited for those too. Last but not least, we have the saddest moment of the entire film, Tony Stark dying. When that happened, my heart was melting, my eyes were so red. I was not believing what was happening. I had an idea that one of the original six was gonna die, but I never thought it was gonna be Tony and Natasha. They both left me feeling empty, and there's just so much to talk about. Of course, I'm missing a lot of moments. We got a new Captain America. Falcon is the new Captain America, which I'm excited to see, and Cap got his happy ending, which I loved. Honorable mentions, Nebula, she was excellent, and we get to see her present with her past, which was very interesting. Rocket, I love Rocket. He is one of my favorite characters. Love what Bradley Cooper has done with him. I hope we get to see him soon. Rhodey gets a lot of more screen time, which I really enjoyed. I think he is fantastic. Of course, it was excellent to see Captain Marvel back. I love her haircut. I think she looks very nice. And she was well used. She was not overused. Everyone was saying she was gonna kill Thanos. She did not. It was Thor at the beginning, which left me with my mouth open. I was not expecting that. And then Tony Stark when he snapped his fingers. Thank you for watching this spoiler video review. Make sure you leave a comment with your favorite part from the movie. You can comment spoilers. This is a spoiler welcome area. If you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Here's my social media, and I will see you soon.